The investigation begins at Needles KTOX radio, where Bill and Pat meet station owner David Hayes.
Here we find ourselves trying to figure out what happened on
May 14th, yeah.
In studio with Bill Burns, Pat Uskert. If you have any information on the incident of May 14th on that morning.
According to Hayes, the morning following the alleged UFO crash, listeners begin calling in reports. And the calls are still coming in.
Let's try a phone call, guys. Caller, you're live on 1340.
It was coming down fast, but at an angle.
Did you notice a shape to the object?
Yeah, it almost looked like a huge meteorite from where I was. That's why I had expected to hear an explosion when it hit.
Yeah.
While some describe the object as a meteorite, hardly any believe that's the case after what happened next.
I think something came out of the sky and it was retrieved, and I don't have any idea what it was. They were here to recover it so quickly.
And how quickly was that, by the way?
I was told within the first 20 minutes.
Wow.
Do you think they were tracking it if it's that quick?
I think you would have to be. I don't think you could get here that quickly unless you were staged, ready to go, knowing it was coming down.
But few claim to have seen the actual crash, or are afraid to admit it because of the military's response.
I noticed some vehicles coming off the freeway, and one of them was incredibly strange. On the back with antennas and domes, the front license plate was U.S. government, and with blacked out windows, with a guy who was staring at me.
Hayes says he later saw the same vehicles outside the radio station, watching.
Was actually parked about 100 yards from the station. And I'm not quite sure, but the kind of equipment and the kind of vehicles they were in obviously were very high-tech, electronic, possible surveillance.
A new development could aid the search. A witness who heard the radio program has come forward, and he has a general idea of where the object crashed. His name is Frank Costigan.
About a little after 3 in the morning, I came out to hunt for my cat. All of a sudden the ground here lit up. Not like bright sun or bright moon, but enough to make me look up.
Frank has an incredible background with controlled flights. Though he now lives in Needles, he used to be chief of police at Los Angeles International Airport.
Could you tell me the shape of it?
It was round, flames coming off the front. It was blue and turquoise. So I'd say 5 to 6 times longer than it was wide. I thought I'd hear a sonic boom when it slowed down to the speed of sound.
Did you hear a crash?
Didn't hear a thing.
Costigan claims he doesn't hear anything because the descending UFO disappears over the horizon to the south. It crosses right over the Colorado River bend, north of Topic. But from what he is able to see, Costigan believes this couldn't be anything ordinary.
You worked at LAX, correct?
Yes, I was chief of police, and I was also superintendent of airport operations.
Was this object anything like you'd ever seen before in your experiences?
Nothing commercial, nothing private, and nothing I'd seen in the military. It had to be something that was a controlled flight of some sort that maybe went haywire. That's my opinion.
Yet if this craft was at one time under control, who was guiding it, and where did it come from?